All right then, so now what we are going to do is, so open up your browser and simply search for MongoDB shell commands doc. If you search that, that's going to give you the very first documentation link for your MongoDB shell commands. So click the MongoDB shells commands, and there you can see the list of commands, whatever we discussed, how to create the database and what is the how to create a new database in it, and what is the database instance, right? So these are the things, these are the commands which we discussed in the previous video. And here, if you on the left side, if you click the perform CRUD operations, and you can see the insert document, and there you can see MongoDB provides the following methods to insert the document into the collections. One is the insertOne, and another one is the insert many. So basically, insertOne helps you to insert a single document, whereas the insert many will helps you to insert multiple documents at the same time. So since we already know the how to insert a new document, so what we can do is let's elaborate much more details about the insert one, then we move on to the insert many. Okay, so if I click this learn at the bottom, all the way bottom, if you can see learn more, and if you click about the insert one, so that is going to create a separate open a separate web page for the insert one alone. Okay, so basically for creating a new document in the MongoDB, so this is the syntax to create a document. So db.collection.insert1, you need to supply your document data, and right after that we having write concern, right? So let's understand what is the write concern. Basically, write concern is the optional, it is not compulsory field, it's an optional field. A document expressing the write concern, it helps you to omit the default write concern. For instance, let's say if you are trying to create a document with the exact same ID, what happens, right? It's going to throw you a specific error. If you want to handle that, you can create your own write concern in order to avoid that conflicts, right? So that's what we are going to try to do over here. So previously what we did, we tried to create a document, right? We tried to create a document, but we never mentioned the ID field, right? So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say db.practice.insert1, open it, create, db.practice.insert1, open it, open the key brackets, hit the enter. So here I'm gonna specify the ID property underscore ID as 1. So in this, what you can do is click here. If you click edit, you can see the plus sign. So click this plus sign and click add new field over here. The field name is going to be item, and the item name is going to be apples or something, right? And click update, right? And let me create db.practice.insert1, open it. And now see here what is happening, underscore id.1. I'm trying to create an exact same ID with exact same ID, and the item property, which is going to be this time, which is going to be the oranges, right? So now if I hit enter, see, we are getting a duplicate error key collection, right? Because we already do have ID as 1, right? That's the reason we are running into that issue, right? So in order to avoid this, instead of getting this error, we can use this try and catch. Try, open it, catch, get that error, open the statement. So what I can do is I can break this. Always use the shift enter to break the line, otherwise that will execute the command. So here I'm just going to say db.practice.insert1, open it, and here I'm just going to say underscore id, which is going to be 1, and the item, which is going to be the oranges, something like that. And here all I have to do is to get that error, and then I'm just going to say print whatever the error is, print that error, right? So now if I hit that enter, and you can see instead of getting an error, we are handling that error by using the exception handling statements over here, right? So this is the proper way to write the commands whenever you are whenever that might be the possibility of having some issues. Okay, so now instead of getting these errors and everything, how to create my own write concerns. Okay, so in order to get your own write concern, see what you have to do is, so this is the error that we already got, 10 is already existed, and you can create your own write concerns over here. Okay, so in this example, so that's exactly the same example what we returned over there. Okay, this is the error that we got. Okay, that's the error that we got, and it simply printed it over here. And if you scroll all the way to this is the error message we got. If you check it out over here, see duplicate error key. This is the error message that we got. Okay, so if you wish to write your own concerns, write concerns by yourself, all I have to do is to copy this. Okay, so what they given over here is they set the timeout over here. So given a 3-member replica set, the following operation specifies the W majority and W timeout. Okay, so they are checking for for each and for inserting a new document into the MongoDB collection. For every document there is a default timeout period. So if there is exceeding the timeout, it will simply throws an runtime error, because within that specific time period it need to insert the document into the database, right? So they customize the default timeout by using 100 millisecond. Within 100 millisecond it need to insert that document into it. So what we can do is, I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here. Instead of products, I'm just going to say practice. That's the DB that we have. Okay, practice. Okay, so now we didn't specify any ID and all those things. If I hit enter, okay, so now it is acknowledged, and we didn't get any, because within 100 milliseconds it inserted the document into it, right? So if there is any error is happening, so if that write concern error is been throwing, this is how the write concern error message will looks like in your console, right? But let's try to reduce the timeout. It's still inserting the data. Refresh the data. Yep, here we go. See, it's inserted the data and everything. Okay, so now let's try to insert the data with the exact same document, same ID, underscore ID with 1 comma. Okay, so we know that 1 is already there. Hit the enter, and still we are getting that error message. Duplicate error key. Okay, so we are getting that error message. So basically this write concern, it's an optional field which helps you to adjust the behavior of your insert statement. Okay, so you can just go through this documentation over here. You can understand what is the write concerns and everything. So all you have to do is to just follow this exact same fields. Okay, that will going to gives you that handle that runtime exceptions and everything. So let's try to do this without this try runtime handler. If I hit enter, and here we go. So okay, that's exactly the same thing, but we are handling that issue. But If you're directly writing that command, it is simply throwing it as an error. Okay, fine, that's good. All right, so this is all about the insert one. And now let's move on to the insert many.